When you want to get married, first you have to find someone you can marry. You can marry your best friend, or your teacher, or your pet, and sometimes you can marry a flower. You can marry someone who is just like you, or someone who isn't. Someone who lives near your house, or someone that doesn't. Actually, you can marry anyone you like, except that they have to like you back. When you are choosing a husband or a wife, you have to be on your best behaviour. You can't be mean, you have to be nice. For instance, no one will want to marry you if you gobble up all their sweets and never offer them any. Or if you pick your nose in front of them, or pinch them, and you shouldn't yawn when they're talking to you, or you will hurt their feelings and they won't want to see you ever again. Basically, no one will marry you if you wear old pyjamas and slippers in the middle of the day, you don't ever take a bath, you don't ever brush your hair and it looks like a bird's nest back there, you dribble your dinner down your chin. Usually you're not allowed to marry lots of people at once, except sometimes you are. And never get married when it's dark, because you won't be able to see and you might marry the wrong person. Shh. But not everyone is good to marry. If you marry a cat, for instance, you have to let him lick your face. If you marry a teacher, she could make you do your homework instead of watch TV. If you marry a noisy, shouting person, he will give you a headache. And if you marry a fireman, you have to let him practice on you and not say stop it. Here's who else you probably shouldn't marry. Someone too big or they won't fit in your house. Someone too small or you might squash your husband by mistake. Someone who only eats bugs. Yuck. Sometimes you have to search and search for the right person and travel far and wide until you find them. And sometimes you just have to sit quietly and wait for someone. When you have found your own true love, you must ask their permission. Can I marry you, please? You say. Yes, please, they say. And you say, thank you very much. And you do your best curtsy or bow and kneel down and give them a golden ring or your favourite toy or a bite of your biscuit. And that means you're allowed to get married. From now on you say, sweetheart, where are you, my sweetheart? And my honey darling, look at me, my honey. And things like that, so everyone knows they're yours and won't try and marry them too. Next, you send out all the invitations so your friends can come and see you get married. You must write in beautiful wedding language. Please come to our wedding because we kindly request the pleasure of your company. There will be sweets. RSVP. And put RSVP at the end, which is French and means please say yes, please say thank you. Now, you need to find a special wedding place. There are some good places to get married: a big white tent or a palace. Up a tree, in the middle of the stairs, your room. It's very important to wear something beautiful for your wedding. For example, you could wear a pure white dress like the moon, some shining armour, a moustache, some wings if you're a fairy bride. And it's nice if you put something romantic on top of your head, like a long veil, for instance. What else could go on your head? A crown, a wig, some ears in case you're marrying a rabbit. Your friends and sisters and pets and toys and grandmas should all come to see your wedding in their best outfits, and when the music starts, everyone has to stop whatever they're doing and look at you. And you walk down the aisle, which means you go extra slowly down a long path and you're not allowed to fall over. Next, you stand very still and look right into each other's faces and you say, "I do," and they say, "I do too." Then someone with an important voice says, "I now pronounce you husband and wife," and that means you're married. Now you throw a big bunch of flowers at people's heads. It's called the bouquet, and whoever it hits has to get married next. Everyone shouts and jumps in the air and throws snow at you, except it's called confetti and it's only pretend. And your guests have to hand over tons of presents and give you a big cake with lots of icing on and sing you a wedding song and be so happy they could cry. And your smile is nearly jumping off your face. And then here's what you have to do next. Let everyone take your picture, open up all the presents, eat up all the cake, and dance a little wedding dance. And now you are married people. So you have to yell, "Hooray!" and then do cartwheels for joy. Here's what else married people have to do. Get some children, brackets maybe, and some pets, brackets definitely. Live in a house on a hill by a little stream. Watch the sun go down. Go along together holding hands. Live happily ever after. The end. Except first you have to say goodbye to your guests. "Goodbye, guests," you must say. Then you wave and skip all the way home and hold your daddy's hand and give him a bite of your cake and show him your presents and tell him all about your very completely lovely, happily ever after wedding.